Focusing on smaller amount of questions will help the students perform better on the assessment as well as FSA and understand the concept. So for this lesson, this is the essential question, which number one, make sure it goes with your standard before you teach it. How do you use place value and partial products to multiply two-digit numbers? So they have an unlock the problem, they have an example, they have the share and show board. So most teachers spend too much time on all of this stuff and they don't actually get the kids doing math. So right here, these check marks, that means if they can do these two check marks, if they can answer these questions correctly, then they're fine. So those two questions, so if I was to do this lesson, I would make sure that, I had them explore partial product, had them do these two questions right here. These hot questions make your brain think. So I would tell them, okay, choose one of these. Also do one, so do one of these. But this back page, which is the page that I used to not ever get to when I taught fourth grade with my students, I would never get to this page. We didn't have time. We were still doing all of this work. But this work right here is not on the FSA. This work right here is not on your assessment. This work right here has no words to it. They can do that work. This work right here is what's important. This will be on FSA. This will be on assessments. This will be on the iReady test. So actually looking at the words, breaking down the word problems. So on this one, I would have them do number 4, number 5. Pick one of these. You pick, it's your choice. And then on this, we would work through this one together. Reading the graph, reading that each one of these is worth 10 pounds. So not only do you have your pictograph, but you also have the fact that each one is worth 10 pounds. And a lot of the graphs are scattered throughout the units, so you're not necessarily teaching line graphs or pictographs right now, but you are using it. So you're using it to answer the questions. So a lot of these are very difficult questions, and I would do them together, and I would make sure that you always do this little test prep question. So when you're doing your questions, doing your work, look at your lesson. How much time do you want them to spend exploring? And then making sure that they can do those check mark questions, because that's basically the assessment right there. If they can do 4 and 5, they got it. Picking a hot question and working through the problem solving together. So this is really actually where I would start the lesson. I wouldn't even start with the other stuff. I would start the back and then go the opposite way, because these are you have to think about it, use the graph, use the key, and even some of them are the hot questions.